Worse are the persistent rumours that she's not a mum and never has been. Just when the difficult Duchess wanted all the talk of her fake baby bumps to fade away, along came a so-called friend to turbocharge the conspiracy theories. Now the trolls have gone into overdrive with their firm belief that non-mother Meg was never pregnant, and the childless Sussexes continue to subject the world to an extraordinary hope.
The royal rumor mill has just exploded. And if what I'm about to tell you is true, it could change everything we thought we knew about Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, and their children. Hold on tight, because a woman has come forward with explosive allegations. She claims to be the surrogate mother of both Archie and Lilibet. If her story holds any weight, it could shake the very foundations of the Sussexes' carefully curated public image and raise some serious questions about their children's legitimacy, their royal titles, and even their places in the line of succession. This isn't just gossip or tabloid chatter. This could lead to a constitutional crisis. So, buckle up, because the drama I'm about to spill will leave you questioning everything. So, who exactly is this woman shaking the royal world to its core? She's going by the name DL, and her claims are nothing short of shocking. According to DL, she's not just a surrogate. She's the biological mother of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's two children, Archie and Lilibet. Yes, you heard that right. DL alleges that she carried and gave birth to both of the Sussex children, and that her role in their lives goes far beyond what was ever publicly acknowledged. If her story checks out, this could completely dismantle the narrative Harry and Meghan have built around their family, one that's been carefully controlled for years. But it doesn't stop there. These claims don't just challenge the Sussexes' public image, they also raise huge questions about Archie and Lilibet's biological origins. And if what DL is saying is true, it could send shockwaves through the royal family, upending everything we thought we knew about their place in the royal bloodline. Now, DL isn't just making vague claims. She's come forward with some serious evidence. According to her, when she was approached to be the surrogate for Archie and Lilibet, she was promised two things: privacy and compensation. Yet, instead of being respected for her role, she claims she was completely erased from the story, with no acknowledgement of her involvement whatsoever. But here's where it gets even more explosive. DL says she has receipts, hospital records, financial transactions, and even alleged non-disclosure agreements signed back in late 2018. These documents, she claims, directly tie her to the births of both children. And if these records are real, they could expose the Sussexes' entire narrative as a lie. Now, whether DL's documents will hold up under scrutiny remains to be seen, but if they do, we're talking about a scandal that could rock the monarchy to its very core. It would raise uncomfortable questions about how far Meghan and Harry went to control their story and whether they've been hiding the truth all along. Now, here's where things start to get really interesting. For years, there have been whispers, rumors, and wild speculation about the details surrounding Meghan's pregnancies. Some of those conspiracy theories, like the strange shifting of her baby bump or the secrecy around her hospital visits, were quickly dismissed by the public as nothing more than baseless gossip. But now, with DL's bombshell allegations, those same pieces of the puzzle are being re-examined, and they're starting to look a lot more suspicious. Take the videos that surfaced online showing Meghan's bump folding or shifting unnaturally. At the time, they were labeled as doctored or misinterpreted. But now, in light of DL's claims, people are starting to wonder if those videos were actually more telling than anyone realized. The public and media are starting to look back at those odd moments with fresh eyes, questioning whether there's more to the story than we were ever led to believe. What was once dismissed as tabloid chatter is now being reevaluated. And suddenly, the legitimacy of Archie and Lilibet's birth stories is under serious scrutiny. If DL's claims are verified, the consequences could go far beyond just a scandal. They could spark a full-blown constitutional crisis. The legitimacy of Archie and Lilibet's places in the royal line of succession could be thrown into question, and we're talking about serious legal ramifications for the entire monarchy. Royal succession has always been rooted in biological lineage, tradition, and transparency. But what if that foundation is now cracked? If it turns out that Archie and Lilibet were not born to Meghan biologically, and there was no official surrogacy disclosure, it could open a can of worms that Buckingham Palace has worked tirelessly to keep sealed. Constitutional experts, royal watchers, and even political analysts are starting to weigh in. If the monarchy is forced to confront the reality that their heirs might not be who they claim to be, it could trigger a seismic shift in how the royal family handles succession in the modern world. The very integrity of the British monarchy could be at stake. But let's talk about Prince Harry. Up until now, he's largely been seen as the emotionally wounded prince, swept up in Meghan's media storm. The narrative has painted him as the victim, struggling to protect his family from a relentless press. But what if that narrative isn't the full story? If DL's claims are true, Harry's role in all of this could be far more calculated than we thought. According to DL, the story of Archie and Lilibet's births may not have been just about privacy. What if Harry knew about the alleged surrogacy and actively helped to create the narrative that's been sold to the public? This isn't just about parenting choices or image control anymore. If Harry was part of crafting the public facade of Meghan's pregnancies, it could completely reframe his image from a sympathetic figure to a co-architect of the deception. And it doesn't stop there. Critics have long pointed to strange inconsistencies surrounding Archie's birth. Remember how different it was from previous royal births? No traditional Lindo wing photo op, no immediate media briefing, and a strange amount of secrecy. The official birth announcement came hours after the baby was supposedly born, and no one seemed to know exactly which hospital Meghan delivered in. At the time, it was brushed off as a decision made for privacy reasons. But now, with these new revelations, those same moments are being looked at with a much darker lens. If Harry knowingly participated in shaping this story, it would mean he wasn't just protecting his family's privacy. He might have been actively managing a narrative that concealed a critical truth about his children's origins. This goes beyond royal parenting decisions. At stake is the integrity of the royal succession and public trust in Harry and the monarchy itself. As the pressure mounts, the emotional toll on Harry and Meghan is becoming more and more apparent. Sources close to the couple are reporting that Harry, once the confident Duke of Sussex, is now described as emotionally unraveling. He's said to be struggling with guilt, paranoia, and a growing sense of uncertainty as the narrative slips further and further out of his control. Once a man who was ready to fight for his family, Harry is now reportedly consumed by the backlash. He's facing intense pressure from all sides, royal insiders, the media, and the public, and it's clear that the strain is taking its toll. It's hard to ignore that the story is spiraling beyond what he can manage. The weight of potential truth behind DL's claims could redefine his entire role in the royal family and his public image. As for Meghan, she's gone completely dark. No more Instagram posts, no red carpet appearances, and no public statements. For a woman who once thrived under the spotlight, her sudden retreat is speaking volumes. It's being seen as more than just a break from the public eye, it's a retreat under fire, a desperate move to escape the mounting questions and the growing pressure. Insiders are now openly speculating about the state of Harry and Meghan's relationship. With the walls closing in, legal battles intensifying, and former allies distancing themselves, it seems the couple is facing their most critical reckoning yet. The Sussexes might be trying to keep a lid on the drama, but with every passing day, their silence is becoming more deafening. Now, if all of this is true, the fallout from DL's explosive claims could have far-reaching consequences, not just for Meghan and Harry, but for the entire royal family. The stakes have never been higher. This isn't just a PR crisis, it's a full-blown legitimacy crisis. The monarchy's very foundation, built on transparency and tradition, could be in jeopardy. If it turns out that the Sussexes have concealed the true story of their children's births, they risk everything: public trust, their royal titles, and their future in the eyes of both the British public and the world. The monarchy, a symbol of unwavering stability, could be forced to confront a reality that it's desperately tried to avoid for centuries. That secrets, once kept in the shadows, can unravel everything. And what about Harry and Meghan themselves? If they lose the trust of the public, their reputation may never recover. They could go down in history not as trailblazers, but as the couple who gambled everything on secrecy and lost. A narrative that once seemed empowering, one of royal rebellion and modernizing the monarchy, could suddenly seem like a carefully orchestrated deception. So, what happens next? Will DL's story continue to unfold? And will the Sussexes step forward with the truth? Or will this remain a storm that they can't weather? One that forces the royal family into a new era of scrutiny and transparency. So, what do you think? Is this the beginning of the end for Harry and Meghan's carefully curated narrative, or is this just another wild rumor with no legs? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear what you think about all this drama, and if you're as hooked as I am, don't forget to check out our other stories for even more celebrity tea. Till next time, stay tuned for more updates, and remember, there's always more to the story than meets the eye.